What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the One-on-One series presented by Families Anonymous. I'm here with the great Kris Stallworth at Kris Stallworth State Farm. How you doing today,
I'm
Kris?
well, Malcolm. How are you?
As always, we always try to reach out to the local businesses and local people in the community right here in Montgomery and in other parts of Mobile, Prattville, whatever, what have you. And we try to highlight those people and give them the opportunity to share with you all what they do, how they do it, and if you would want to get into it. So, Kris, State Farm, we know it's an insurance company, car, life, all types of different insurance. How did you get into the business?
Man, I tell you, I kind of fell into the business, to be honest with you, right out of college. I moved to Montgomery, and my brother was actually in the business, so I give him the credit of kind of getting me into it because he kind of pulled me in it. Wasn't something that I thought about doing going through college, but he
Right.
pulled me in, and 14 years later, I'm still here. So,
Still here, still
yes,
rolling.
sir.
So a lot of people, they look at insurance as, it might be a little too complicated, or I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can reach people like I want to. Where would you say they would need to get that first start if this is something that they really want to do? Because if you really want to do insurance, you have to be serious about it. You have to, because you're dealing with people's livelihoods. You're dealing with their cars. You're dealing with their homes. You're dealing with their loved ones. So what would you say is that first step?
I think the first step is having a mentor, talking with not only one person but several people who are in the business. Talk with some people who have maybe just started out, then talk with some tenured people
Right.
to kind of get an idea of what it takes and what it took them to stay in the business, because it's definitely not an easy business. It's something that takes commitment, as you mentioned, and it's something that it's going to be trying at times because this business is, with a lot of lighter things, is ups and downs in it.
Right.
And like you said, you're dealing with people, you're dealing with the finances, so you want to make sure that this is something that you got a lot of information on before you decide to do it.
Most definitely, most definitely. So you're here, you're in Montgomery. How did you feel opening your own State Farm office?
I was excited to do it, but again, I talked to a lot of people
Right.
before I did it, and a good friend of mine who he kind of talked to me for about 2 years, was trying to recruit me to do this because he's an agent in another state. So, but once I did the research and met with a lot of other State Farm agents. And with me being in the business already for about 10 years,
Right.
I knew this is something I wanted to continue doing, but having the opportunity to own my own business and make an impact in the community is something that I was excited about doing.
Well, so you mentioned the word community. What type of impact do you feel you have on the community?
I think me personally and just State Farm in general has a huge impact on our local community. I always tell people to, if you can deal with somebody locally, that helps you and it helps keep those dollars in the community. So when there are things that are needed, then, you have somebody that you can pull on. So I think the impact is, people seeing me around town, knowing that, hey, that this person is here to take care of me. I see them in every day. I see them what they're doing in the community. I see State Farm, how they help the Red Cross or how they do other things to help local organizations. That's what you have when you're dealing with somebody local.
Most definitely. Now, let's get into the educational part about insurance. Why is it important for people to be insured?
I think the first thing is the reason people want to have insurance and want to be insured is because it kind of helps not totally take away the risk of an accident or the risk of loss, but it basically limits your risk. So when you have insurance, basically what you're doing is you're saying, okay, I'm going to spend this minimum amount of money in the event if something happens to me. I don't have to spend, a large sum of money.
Right.
I have my deductible that I pay, and I'm looking at this insurance company to cover the remaining of whatever that risk may be. So it also can protect you from being sued personally.
Right.
As you probably see, and pretty sure driving here, you pass a number of billboards of attorneys saying, hey, call me if you've been in an accident or injured. And that's what the insurance company is there for, is to protect you and your risk
Right.
if you're involved in an accident.
You kind of see the same billboard over and over again.
You
The
do.
same one, the same exact one. Y'all know what we're talking about. If you live in Alabama and you drive up now 65, you see that same billboard. You can't help but call
Yeah.
it. That's the only one. Now, in this series that we've done, I've interviewed people from business owners to people who make health and beauty products to people who make clothing. I've interviewed a lot of different people. And the word that comes up, but it's not always verbalized, is the word consistency. How do you feel about the word consistency?
It's very important, very key. I think that's, like you said, within a business, you want to be and you need to be consistent.
Right.
Because we're all in business and it's competitive. So, and you want to make sure that you're taking care of the people that you're taking care of, just like you would want to be taken care of. So you got to consistently, do the right things, consistently help people in the way that you. I always look at it like this, Malcolm, is when I talk to people and I give them advice just like it's my mom or my dad sitting across from me.
Right.
So if I tell you some information or tell you to do something, that's the same advice I'm going to give my mom or my dad.
Exactly.
And I'm going to look out for my family, and I treat that same person as if they're my family.
And that's what makes insurance and other businesses personable. You want to make sure that you are giving that person the best quality service. And that's just the way to be. So where can we find you? Where are you located so people can know where they can find Kris Stallworth State Farm?
So I'm here in Montgomery, 3460 Eastdale Circle, right near Eastdale Mall, behind Planet Fitness and Compass Bank. You can call me at 334-277-9789.
Most definitely. You guys will see that up on the screen right there where you can find the location and the address. Kris, thanks for having us today, guys. And don't forget to keep watching. Have a good one.